hardly surprising that men enjoy gadgets. Men acquire various items ranging from something as simple as a multi-purpose pen to a smartphone, smartwatch, or even a wallet. In this video, we will showcase the top 10 worthwhile gadgets for men. If you don't want to miss any of these incredible innovations, keep watching the video. Number 1. URWERK UR112 Aggregat. We have a Swiss wristwatch that costs a staggering $253,000. It consists of 0.9 ounces of technique distilled with near MANIC assembly precision. The team and media sources indicate that only 25 copies were intended. The design employs ingenious solutions such as combining a strange card and shaft with a complex gear train to make the watch more energy efficient. Swiss watchmakers claim that each display receives the required energy with no point loss. It includes a 48-hour power reserve and a titanium case that can withstand immersion to 98 feet. The uniqueness of the model's inspiration, the group discusses Bugatti automobiles' memories, sensations, and even odors. We can only be envious of the 25 lucky owners. Number 2. WANWU Nuclear Tank Fidget Spinner. Due to the popularity of fidget spinners, a new category of products known as fidget toys was born. According to several specialists, spinners' success is their simplicity. In other words, many people require a device that occupies their hands without distracting them from other activities. 17 of the top 20 best-selling toys on Amazon are spinners, and in this video, we're going to show you one that costs $220, weighs 4 ounces, and resembles an old camera. It can also be disassembled and reassembled, which is perfect for warding off boredom in new countries. Number 3. VMAG. Foreign statistical data in 2015 states that there were more than 10 billion payment cards in circulation worldwide. Why not capitalize on the fact that they all must be stored somewhere? Thus, there are numerous card holders. For instance, this concept was created by a group of Canadian engineers and industrial designers. Consumers enjoyed the notion, and the organization raised more than $55,000 over its goal of $5,000. This is a modular combination system, not just a card holder. If you only need to store cards, the Alpha module will suffice, but if you wish to keep a multi-tool, the Beta module is required. There must be room for 9 cards, a knife, a can opener, a small pen, a screwdriver, and a phone stand. The 2-module package costs $140 in foreign currency. Number 4. SNYPER watches. Next is an intriguing product for luxury watch enthusiasts. Similarly, the Swiss watch company's Sharpshooter has been on the market for a while. The brand was established in 2008, but the firm quickly developed a characteristic that distinguished SNYPER watches from the competition. A proprietary attachment around 9 o'clock allows the watch to be augmented with a range of accessories. For instance, a laser sight clearly inspired by the company's name, or the slider with a cigar cutter that cigar connoisseurs would appreciate. It may be used alone, but the combination of the watch and the lighter is the best feature. The more delicate ones cost $405. Number 5. Mo. Here is another American product, a new generation of razor. The project's author admits that he has always desired a faster and cleaner way to shave, and his invention is a culmination of years of ingenuity and creativity. To advertise it, they created a film in which a man recalls the unpleasant sensations associated with shaving. Straight razors exist, but are they worth the risk? An innovative roller makes a comfortable dry shave with this alternative. You may also use foams and gels, and the whole design is so safe that even a tiny child can comfortably shave his father at home or on the move without causing any cuts or irritation. Universal and patented, the solution offers USB Type-C charging, an optional trimmer head, and a starting price of $35. Number 6. Screwdriver King. What about a 40-in-1 multi-tool as compared to a 5-in-1 device? This American company owns one. In fact, Kickstarter funding was so successful that the multi-tool was gold-plated. The cylindrical handle has 27 bits, a level, a file attachment, and numerous other valuable functionalities. In addition to imperial and metric rulers, a built-in magnet minimizes the loss of small parts. This multi-tool is versatile and will be helpful in a range of circumstances, from motorcycle repair to computer maintenance for DIY enthusiasts and professionals. It weighs around 10.6 ounces and is intended for prolonged use. It is estimated that the tool will be accessible by April 2023. Number 7. SHIELDX. The coolest key ring ever. The American team developing this key holder is specific that it is a prime example of how even a seemingly unremarkable concept may attract attention and investment. Although each key holder retails for $49, the firm successfully funded approximately $86,000 on Kickstarter. Success in obtaining a patent for the innovation was achieved. Aerospace aluminum and carbon fiber make up the device, which also features around 10 keys. The keys can be retrieved with no effort, and the key holder doubles as a bottle opener, can opener, tape cutter, and screwdriver. Number 8. Compact Shaver. According to studies, around 75% of men shave daily, removing approximately 26 feet of hair in a lifetime. In a hurry, though it is easy to forget to shave. In such situations, this portable shaver comes to the rescue at a reasonable price. 17 customers receive a device hooked into the smartphone's charging connector, allowing them to shave in the car or a public washroom. The device is available in USB Type-C, micro USB, and Apple whitening variants, and can also be used with a cable. It is 1.3 by 2.1 inches, so it will not take up much room in your blood compartment or backpack, and will also fit in your pocket. The razor includes a storage pouch, a case, and a shaving cone. Number 9. TAGVO Beer Holster. Next, a product that appears to be a joke is marketed online for approximately $12. Consider the following summer scenario. You're holding a bottle or can of beverage that is overly chilly and moist from condensation, making it easy to drop it. This leather holster with a bottle opener will allow you to carry it in a cowboy-like manner. The recommended belt width is 1.5 inches or less, with holes large enough to handle regular soda cans, glass bottles up to 12 ounces, thermal pots, and small thermoses. The manufacturers paired the bottle opener with a whistle. According to the merchant, the addition would be an excellent conversation starter. Number 10. XETER Spark. Outdoor enthusiasts should rejoice when choosing a flash, as there are variants to suit every preference and budget. However, there is a problem. You frequently need a bicycle light for pedaling, a tent lamp for camping, and a headlamp for walking. Overall, you must invest a substantial amount of money in many models and then find a more practical method for their storage. Offered in the US, one flashlight with different mounting options. A set of 4 lighting mounts costs $160. The brightness range of 5 to 1,200 lumens is enough for 99% of indoor and outdoor tasks. The battery provides 5 hours of continuous operation, and the magnetic locking system transforms the flashlight into a lamp or headlight in seconds. The app provides access to more settings and is voice activated and remote controlled. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the top 10 worthwhile gadgets for men. Which of them would you like to purchase? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content such as this.